Meditation, intimate experiences with the divine through contemplative practices. A common sentient series by Sacred Stories Publishing. The quieter you become, the more you're able to hear. Rumi. A time to choose. We find ourselves right now in the age of great transformation, one of the most consequential moments in human history. These are indeed the times that the great prophets and seers throughout the millennia have spoken about. Mankind has experienced and survived many eras of tremendous change, of course, yet with each turn of the spiral, the permutations become more amplified, as if there will be one final revolution of the cycle that turns it all around, so we can start anew once more. Welcome to The Next Normal, everyone. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. We broadcast streaming live Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8:30 and on demand 24/7. Isn't that exciting? Can you imagine that someone actually had the thought of streaming conversations live to really create this intimate connection between souls? I love it. Haven't you seen programs online and you're kind of moving with the actors and you're like, don't go in that room, don't do that. And you kind of wish you had that real live connection with the players of the game. I think that's what makes this so special. Today's topic is a big one for me because I've often thought of honesty as one of my greatest strengths. I'm not talking about the honesty where I tell people what I think and believe and tell them you're this or you're that. That's not that kind of honesty. But I'm going to take the embracing honesty to elevate your life in a completely, maybe unique direction. Maybe you have thought of it and maybe you have not. But the kind of honesty I was thinking about before I came in the studio, if you've looked at your life up until this date, your interactions with people are sometimes mixed with different understandings of yourself. Let me explain. We are wired as human creatures to sort of present ourselves in front of people the way we think they need us to be or they want us to be. You do it in your marriages. You could do it for decades, to be married to somebody and never really be your real authentic self. And because you're not authentic with yourself, you show your partner your worst sides, because that isn't the real you. But your worst side is a signal that you've not been true to yourself. I'll let that sit in you for a little bit. Whenever we show the worst of ourselves, it's a sign I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not being honest with myself. Last night I was talking to the sister in my room and I said to her, I just don't feel so good. This is how I was. I was eating my popcorn. I don't feel so great. She kind of looked at me like, what happened? What's going on with you? I don't know. My connection. I need my connection. My connection to Source. And I woke up with that continued feeling, like the most important level of your honesty is connected to your relationship with Source. If you want to know what self-honesty really is, or to embrace honesty with the self, you need that connection, that connection. And it's not a connection that is sometimes, it is a connection that is constant. It was like, what was it I was thinking? I went for a walk this morning and I was having a little spiritual chit chat with Sister Gita. I said, it's so interesting. It's just knowing that you're there was amazing. In the same way, she's still there, right? And so with God's light and God's spirit is there. You understand? So we all need that connection. And when you have this connection to God, to Source, you are so honest with yourself. You're honest with your thoughts. You're honest with your feelings. You're honest in the way you treat your body, your mind, your relationship, your environment. Your self-honesty cannot be hidden by the way you treat your body, your relationships, your environment, or I should go before environment, your mind and your environment. And if you want to see externally, if you do practice self-honesty with yourself, look at these 4 factors. Self-honesty, embracing self-honesty, will require that there is an open space, there is a joy, there is a freedom, there is a peace, there is a contentment, there is progress. You feel that you are elevating, you feel that everything you're doing has purpose, meaning. Everything is connected from one dot to another dot to another dot. It's not going here, 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 here. The people with ADHD, unfortunately, they have that wiring. They don't know how to stay on track. They're like that. And that's all karmic of the mind. Positive thinking, good wishes, pure feelings, performing actions without the intention of wanting anything in return. That's the medicine for ADHD. That's the medicine for a lack of self-honesty. That's the medicine for everything, honestly. But if you look at our journey as human beings in civilization, we've been wired to deceive ourselves. We are wired to deceive ourselves at a human level. You go to your boss and you're only smiling with your boss, and the minute your boss leaves the room, You speak to your mother-in-law and you're really being like the sweetest daughter-in-law or son-in-law, and you're being really nice in front of her, and the moment she leaves, you're like, ugh. That's all self-deception. And if you practice it without really paying attention to it, it just becomes your nature. You don't even know that you're lying to yourself. You just don't know. It just becomes a part of your personality. And you meet another person that does it, and another person, and another person. Then each person tries to compete with who can deceive who the best. It happens, you know. Sometimes we look at each other and we talk to each other, and it's like, what is it? As I was walking up the stairs in the studio, I was saying, sometimes I say something that is right, but I don't say it with virtues. And if I never perform actions, if I don't perform my life from virtues and values, I am being dishonest. That is huge. If I'm not emanating the divinity of God through me, I'm being dishonest. That's huge. Sit with that for a while. No motivational guru or anybody who charges you $1 million to go to their workshops will ever tell you that. And in the teachings of Raj Yoga meditation, you can't escape that reality. As a practitioner and the teacher of the Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga, you can't cheat yourself. When you're not feeling your best, you speak to it. What's going on? What is it? What do you need? But you don't stay there and you don't deny it and pretend it doesn't exist. One of the ways dishonesty works through us is, oh, who cares? I have my own life. That is you, that's not me. One of the most painful levels of dishonesty. I don't know if it's because I'm Pisces, I'm so sensitive to things, but even if somebody comes with me with a criticism or a judgment, I step back for a little bit and I do think, is there an element of truth there, what they've said? Then I might say, oh, they're just jealous, or they're just that, or they want this. That's dishonesty. Like, are they finding something that is so deep in me that I can't see? Because a lot of times when we look at people, they're a projection of ourselves. We give, we get, we project, we receive. If somebody even makes a critical remark about me, yes, it's definitely them. I mean, they definitely have it, no doubt. But when you are on the other end of that criticism, how do you embrace it? With honesty. I say to myself, let me check where that is. Consciously, I don't feel I'm that person. But why are they seeing that? Why did they hear that? Why did they feel that? It must be something, there's something echoing in my personality of that nature. I don't like it, but there's something there. That self-honesty, whenever you practice it, it sets you free. They say the truth sets you free, but it's internal, your truth, and I don't have to tell everybody my truths. What are you going to do with my truths? What are you going to do? You're going to make a judgment. Oh, she's like that, or he's like that. I could be so truthful with my existence and somebody will still find a criticism. Somebody will still come and say, you're not good enough. You haven't measured up to what we want. What are you going to do? Even when you're trying to give your best, somebody will come to try to snap it out of you. And when you embrace your self-honesty, what you're actually doing is to set your own spirit free. And you reach a point that nothing on the outside will influence you. Now remember, what I shared was the root of your honesty. It should emanate God's virtues and values. Just let that sit. I think about our politicians here in Washington D.C. Oh, I would love to see them being polite with each other, but they're so disconnected from God. How in the world are they going to lead a nation if there isn't that reverence for virtues, for values, for them, the reverence for themselves? And I look at the way they talk to each other. I just want to cry for them. How far are they going to go in that hole? Killing their spirits, poisoning their energies, destroying the lives of people who are not discerning enough to think on their own to be better citizens. I went to get some stones for the house and met a man who was a big supporter of a candidate. And I could see he was such a hard worker. He loved his family, he loved his business. And I just see where he was going with his political beliefs. And as he addressed and criticized and judged the political parties and praised another side, he never looked at himself as the citizens. The citizens are responsible for the decay of the country, not just the political leader. In other words, dishonesty with the self excuses you from doing the right thing within. Dishonesty with yourself excuses you from being like Baba, like God. And it projects to other people that they're responsible for you. You. No. I'm responsible for feeling the way I want to feel, and I want to feel free and happy. And so self-honesty is the most important virtue and value. Not the kind of honesty that beats you up and pushes you on the rug. That's not honesty. The kind of honesty that leads you to emanating God's beauty, God's grace, God's wisdom, God's love. Let's take a moment and go into our meditation. Letting go of anxiety. I take a moment to remember I'm a soul, a being of peace. Peace is not something I have, it is who I am. In this very moment in my life, I'm safe, complete, and ready for whatever circumstances emerge in front of me. As the circumstances around me change and bring about negative and uncertainties, I keep myself in this moment of truth, because I am a peaceful being. I take a moment to step inside, to sit comfortably behind my eyes, and to look out at the world as if I'm watching a play on a stage in the 10th row of a theater. And in this state, I'm safe. I'm an imperishable soul playing a part. This awareness, I am separate from the words and the events that try to limit who I am. They're sight scenes, a play. I've raised my awareness upwards, beyond, to a level of consciousness where I am no longer attached to anything negative or limited. And I find myself in this world of expansive light, peace, and wisdom. And when I'm here, I need nothing. Absolutely nothing. So let me continue to gather my true mental tools, the tools I need to continue to play my part with dignity and grace. So I breathe out peace, and I maintain my good wishes for others, because I have the courage to show up with beauty, clarity, and gentleness. In this very moment, I'm ready. I'm full of blessings. I'm committed and always hopeful, because my next thought will be my destination. Om Shanti. I know it's a deep topic. Embracing honesty to elevate your spirit is rooted in your expression being very similar, very close to God's personality. But let that be your aim today, and don't sway from that. Whatever your interactions and your movements are, just have this aim that I want to spiritually progress. So let's turn to chat or our awakened intelligence. What are the benefits of self-honesty, self-awareness, emotional health, better decision making? This is absolutely true. Personal integrity, improved relationships, resilience, authenticity, personal growth, reduced inner conflict. Is that powerful? And empowerment. Overall, self-honesty is a crucial aspect of living a balanced, authentic, and fulfilling life. It will allow you to navigate life's complexities with clarity and great confidence. All right, let's move to our wonderful segment, the Sister Gita Effect, our beautiful sister that has left us and has really not left us. Sister Gita's Effect here, everyone.
The title on this is Spiritual Progress. There is benefit for you in every situation that happens. If that is, you know how to look for it. The idea behind steady spiritual progress is to see every circumstance and situation, particularly those that challenge you, as a tailor-made lesson in your personal plan for self-development. For example, in a situation where hurtful or angry words were exchanged, why not see it as a chance either to perceive things about your own character which need changing, or to rehearse some virtue or quality that you need to put into practice more often? Actually, we should be grateful for the opportunity to evaluate ourselves. I like that. Sister Jenna says that all the time. Oh, this gives me a chance to evaluate what's inside of me tucking away, and she addresses it very happily. So actually, we should be grateful for the opportunity to evaluate ourselves. In this way, you can transform anything into a constructive lesson. Never think that you've learned enough and now you can stop. Well, here we are, the stop to spiritual progress. Never think that you've learned enough and now you can stop. You should love it when people try to correct you or to give you advice. You should love it when people try to correct you or give you advice. It keeps you alert and gives you plenty of opportunity to put your truth into practice. It's a sign of great danger to be unable to accept criticism and instead use your understanding to criticize others. Realize deeply the significance of every moment, and your spiritual progress will be assured. This was entitled Spiritual Progress. Are you ready for it? I'll hand this over back to Sister Jenna. Have a grand day.
Every time I hear her voice, it sounds like she's right here, like she hasn't left. It's so beautiful to have so many memories of her. Thank you, Sister Gita. All right, today's Avyak Signal, we're focusing on the month of how to uplift those who defame you. When souls, because of their nature or personality, called sanskars, come to test you, then in a second, with the awareness of the one above, use your elevated sanskars personality. Use the personality and nature that you have imbibed from God of being merciful to such souls. This is what it means to uplift others. Isn't that true? Especially when the person is at you. Oh my God. And then you just go, wait, Jen, come back, find yourself. Come on, don't lose it. Don't lose it. I don't really lose it a lot. And even if I do, I will apologize. But it's usually whenever I'm not really doing my ultimate best. So it gives me a sign. It becomes almost a blessing for me too. But I don't allow myself to make that my routine or my way of behaving. And I'm blessed by that. All right, hello everyone. Did you enjoy today's program, everybody? Let me hear you. Barbara, yes, it is spiritual breakfast. I like that. With no calories. With no calories. Kambili, Om Shanti. Tada, good morning. You are a true representation of an honest and golden heart. Because of your confidence in the face of criticism, indeed, a true champion. Tada, you got to come and move in with me. I love that. I love that. Hi, Shobha Ben. Hi, Christina. Welcome back. Hi, Sue, Beth, Davina. First time we're seeing you. Divya Baba, my angel. Hiral, Om Shanti. Hello, Kushali. Kushali, wasn't it great to come to Baba's home yesterday? And just to go and visit Sister Gita's memorial tree and be in the meditation space was lovely, wasn't it? I was so happy to see you. Rashmi, Om Shanti, my number one. Kailash, yes, good morning to you. Pini, hey Madhavi. Your Divya is doing incredible. I could not be more proud of her. Roshi, Joanne, Roshan, Kinnari, Om Shanti, Anita, Lilawati, Yukti, Meena, Lee, Lavanya, Indu, Gigi, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have everybody on board and really learning through the process. So thanks. We really love your support. Well, in order to increase our love, because love will communicate things clearly, practice loving everyone the same. It will help to reduce the attachment that makes everything so complex. Have a beautiful day today. Lots of love from all of us here at the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museum and the Next Normal Show. And see you again. Take care.